Hello future ASD students, my name is Tristan Freeman and this is my message in a bottle video for my ASD class 1301. If I could go back and change anything about this month, I wouldn't really change a whole lot. The thing I've always tried to do, and even more so this month, is really just as soon as the assignments open up, jump right into it and knock out as much as I can right away so that I can get ahead of the curve a little bit with the classes. That came into play a lot more this month. These assignments in ASD are not overly difficult, I don't feel, but they are very time consuming. So time management plays a huge role, more so with this class than any other that I've done. So I find that's a very good practice to get into. But overall, that's exactly what I did, and I think things went appropriately smooth. Things that took a little longer than expected were some of the week 3 and week 4 assignments once we got into using databases and got away from the static data and more to a dynamic remote CRUD. Again, the stuff wasn't overly difficult, but it can be if you run into errors. Unlike the CRUD that we did in VFW and even MIU, it's not quite as easy to debug. You still get the error messages and whatnot, but when you're working with another web service to send and receive your data with, the JS Hero and the lint tools and all of that, they're fantastic tools, but they're not going to catch any errors in the logic of using a remote system like that. So I ran into a few things doing it with that stuff. Had a couple minor, very minor errors, and it took a while to figure that out, that that's actually what it was. I didn't necessarily do anything wrong, it was just the way I did it wasn't communicating and working well with that remote system. But helpful advice: first off, enjoy the class. It was a challenge. However, I think for the rumor mill that goes around with the program as far as this class, it's very daunting when you first get into it, and I really did not find that to be the case. It is a challenge. I personally love a good challenge though, and if you're one of those people, you will have a lot of fun with the class. I found it extremely interesting, and I realize now, more so than ever before, going into some of the external JavaScript files. For example, this week we had to start using the CouchDB plugin JavaScript file. I opened that up when I was trying to fix my errors and was actually able to read it and understand it, and it kind of amazed me how much I learned. So have fun with it. This is your chance to have the most freedom with the code as we've had so far. So keep the best practices in mind, but at the same time, if you code it and it works, then it works. Just like I said I do, get into the assignments right away, and don't waste any time with it. You may not be able to get it all done within the first few days, but you should at least be able to knock out a good third of it. And if you hit it hard to start with, then that'll allow you more time during the rest of the week to manage that time a little better and keep the stress down. This stuff is very stressful at times, and I mean, I spent 2 days this week trying to help a classmate debug the assignment, and it was frustrating me to death, and starting to stress me out a little bit. And if you get stressed, you're not going to be able to think clearly, and focus like you will otherwise. So hit it hard, get it knocked out, and again, enjoy the class. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll agree with that.